Everyone tells you olive oil is one of the healthiest things you can put in your body. And they are right. But here is what nobody tells you. The whole olive fruit sitting right next to the oil on the grocery store shelf might actually be doing things for your body that the oil simply cannot do. And most people walk past it every single week without giving it a second thought. Today we settle this once and for all. Olive fruit versus olive oil, head to head. Which one actually wins for your health? And the answer is going to surprise you more than you expect. Most people think this is simple. Olive oil comes from olives, so they must be basically the same thing, just different forms. That assumption is costing people real health benefits they do not even know they are missing. When an olive gets pressed into oil, something remarkable happens, and something important disappears. Understanding exactly what is gained and what is lost in that process is the key to knowing which form you should be prioritizing. And most people have never been told any of this. Stay with me. Because difference number 3 is the one that catches people completely off guard. And difference number 5 changes how most people think about cooking with olive oil forever. Let us start with what both forms share, because the overlap is real, and it matters. Both whole olives and extra virgin olive oil contain oleic acid, the primary healthy fat that improves your cholesterol ratio, reduces arterial inflammation, and supports healthy blood pressure. Both contain polyphenols, the antioxidant compounds that fight free radicals and reduce systemic inflammation, and both contain oleocanthal, the natural compound that works on the same anti-inflammatory pathway as ibuprofen. These shared benefits are real, documented, and significant. Both forms of olive are genuinely good for most people, but the similarities end there, and the differences are where the real story lives. Difference 1. Fiber. Whole olives have it. Olive oil has none. Zero. And this sounds simple, but the implications are enormous. The fiber in whole olives is a specific soluble fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. When you eat whole olives, that fiber ferments in your large intestine and produces short-chain fatty acids, specifically butyrate, the primary fuel source for the cells lining your colon. Butyrate reduces colon inflammation, strengthens the gut barrier, and has demonstrated anti-cancer properties in colorectal research. None of this happens with olive oil. Pressing olives into oil removes the fiber completely. If your primary concern is gut health, blood sugar regulation, or weight management, whole olives have an advantage that olive oil simply cannot replicate, not even close. But before you swap your olive oil for a bowl of olives, you need to hear difference 2 first, because it changes the calculation completely. Difference 2. Calories and portion reality. 1 tablespoon of olive oil contains approximately 120 calories, almost entirely from fat. 10 whole olives contain approximately 40 to 50 calories, with fat, fiber, and water, all contributing to a much more filling portion. Most people dramatically underestimate how much olive oil they actually use. A drizzle here, a pour there, daily cooking. The calories accumulate quickly and invisibly in a way that whole olives never do. For anyone managing weight or watching caloric intake, whole olives deliver the same core benefits for a fraction of the calories. Same healthy fat, same polyphenols, same oleocanthal, but you feel fuller faster and consume far less in the process. Now here is difference 3, the one I promised, the one that catches people off guard every single time. Sodium. Most people never think about this when they reach for olives, but most commercially available olives have been cured in salt brine. A single serving of 10 olives can contain 400 to 700 milligrams of sodium, depending on the brand. For anyone managing blood pressure, kidney function, or cardiovascular risk, that sodium load is a real problem. It directly offsets the cardiovascular benefits the olives themselves are supposed to provide. The solution is not to avoid olives, it is to choose them carefully. Look for olives cured in water rather than brine. Rinse commercially brined olives thoroughly before eating. Or choose naturally fermented olives, lower sodium content, and the added bonus of probiotic bacteria from the fermentation process. Extra virgin olive oil contains virtually no sodium. On this specific dimension, olive oil wins clearly. Before we get into differences 4, 5, and 6, and these are the 3 that genuinely change how most people use olive products every single day, I want to share something first. Because this comment came in from one of our viewers recently, and it stopped me completely when I read it. Maria from Texas wrote this in the comments last week. She said, "I have been cooking with olive oil every single day for 15 years thinking I was doing something great for my health. I had no idea I was destroying most of the benefits by cooking at high heat. I switched to using it as a finishing oil 3 weeks ago, and I already feel a difference in my digestion and energy. I wish someone had told me this years ago. Thank you for finally explaining it simply." Maria, that comment represents thousands of people in the exact same situation, doing the right thing, but doing it in the wrong way, and never knowing the difference. This video exists for people exactly like you. And speaking of questions, here is the one I get asked more than any other on this topic, and I want to answer it honestly and completely right now. If I had to choose just one, whole olives or olive oil, which should I pick for overall health? Here is the real answer, and it is not the simple one-word answer most people want. If you have one specific health priority, the answer changes. If your primary concern is cardiovascular health and you want maximum polyphenol concentration in the most convenient daily form, high-quality extra virgin olive oil used as a finishing oil is your answer. If your primary concern is gut health, weight management, blood sugar regulation, or digestive function, whole olives eaten as a regular food give you fiber and gut benefits that olive oil simply cannot provide. If your concern is overall anti-inflammatory protection and you want the most complete benefit from the olive, you use both. A tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on your salad or drizzled over your meal, and a small serving of rinsed naturally fermented whole olives as a daily snack. Together they cover every dimension that either form covers alone, and they cover dimensions that neither covers without the other. The people who ask which one to choose are thinking about this as a competition. It is not a competition, it is a combination, and the combination is always the correct answer for overall health. If this is changing how you think about something you use every single day, subscribe right now. Every week we break down the science behind the foods and habits that matter most for your health. Simple, clear, no fluff, no products to sell, just the real information. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Now difference 4, and this one is what most people are getting completely wrong every single day in their own kitchen. Heat and what it destroys. Extra virgin olive oil has a smoke point of approximately 375 to 405 degrees Fahrenheit. When olive oil is heated above that point, the polyphenols and oleocanthal that make it so powerful begin to break down. The oleic acid stays relatively stable, which is why cooking with olive oil is still better than most seed oils, but the anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective compounds that justify the premium price are significantly reduced by high heat. Most people cook with extra virgin olive oil at temperatures well above the smoke point, searing, stir-frying, roasting at high heat. They believe they are getting the full benefit. They are receiving a fraction of it. The fix is simple. Use extra virgin olive oil as a finishing oil, drizzled over food after cooking, in dressings, added at the table. For high heat cooking, use refined olive oil or avocado oil. Reserve the extra virgin for where it actually survives and works. Most people have this completely backwards, and now you do not. Difference 5. Polyphenol concentration and how long they actually work inside your body. Extra virgin olive oil, fresh, high-quality, recent harvest, contains a very high concentration of polyphenols per serving. The pressing process actually concentrates certain polyphenol compounds compared to the whole fruit. Olive oil wins on concentration, but here is what most people miss. The polyphenols in whole olives travel through your digestive system slowly, accompanied by fiber and the cellular matrix of the fruit. Their antioxidant effect lasts longer. They reach further into the digestive tract. They protect more of your gut from the inside. The polyphenols in olive oil absorb quickly into the bloodstream, powerful and fast, but limited in their reach through the gut. For systemic cardiovascular protection, olive oil wins. For extended digestive tract protection and sustained antioxidant activity, whole olives win. The ideal approach is not choosing one, it is using both strategically. Difference 6. Vitamins and minerals. Whole olives contain meaningful amounts of vitamin E, iron, copper, and calcium. These support immune function, oxygen transport, connective tissue health, and bone density. Olive oil retains vitamin E, actually more concentrated per serving than the whole fruit in some cases, but loses the mineral content almost entirely during pressing. For people with dietary gaps in iron or copper, whole olives offer something olive oil simply cannot provide. Here is your complete picture. Crystal clear, no confusion. Olive oil wins on polyphenol concentration, cooking versatility when used correctly as a finishing oil, sodium content, and ease of daily use. Whole olives win on fiber and gut health, satiety and caloric efficiency, mineral content, and probiotic potential when naturally fermented. Neither beats the other in every area. They are not competitors, they are partners, and the people who understand this use both. Whole olives as a regular snack or meal addition for fiber and gut health, and high-quality extra virgin olive oil as a finishing oil and dressing base for concentrated polyphenol and cardiovascular benefits. Here is your practical action plan. If you only use olive oil and never eat whole olives, you are missing significant gut health and satiety benefits the oil cannot give you. If you eat high-sodium brined olives daily without rinsing them, you are working against your own blood pressure. If you cook with extra virgin olive oil at high heat, you are destroying the majority of what makes it worth buying. And if you believe these two foods were basically the same thing before watching this, now you know exactly why they are not. Use both, use them correctly, and give your body everything one of the most studied health foods on earth has to offer in both of its forms. And before you go, drop your answer in the comments right now. Are you team olive oil or team whole olives? Or are you going to start using both after watching this? I genuinely want to know, because the answers in the comments section always surprise me, and your experience might help someone else make a better choice for their own health.